A very good afternoon, everyone. It fills me with immense gratitude to welcome all of you to the grand finale of Carbon Zero Challenge 3.0. The day 1 and 2 of CZC Grand Expo were indeed the ultimate display of ideation, innovation, and incubation. Today, we are here to celebrate the top 25 teams and their efforts throughout. So let's begin the grand ceremony. I welcome our honored guests to the dais. We have amongst us Dr. R. Velraj, Vice Chancellor, Anna University. We welcome you, sir. We have Ms. Pavandip Kaur, Director, Communications, Thalys. Dr. Parsuram Balsubramaniam, sir, Board Member, Aquamap. Professor Ashok Jhunjhunwala, sir, Institute Professor, Department of Electrical Engineering. Dr. Indumati Nambi, Principal Coordinator, CZC. We welcome all the guests on the stage. Professor Ashok Jhunjhunwala, sir. Yeah, sure, sir. So we would like to begin the session with the invocation song. I request the singers to please come upon the dais and request everyone to please stand at the seats.
Neerarum kadaludutha nilamadandai kelilozhugum Seerarum vadanamena tigalparada kandamidil Dekkanamum adisiranda Dravidanal Tirunadum Takkasiru Pirai Nudalum Daritanarum Tilagamume Attilaga Vasanai Pol Anaithulagum Inbamura Eddisayum Pugalmanakka Irunda Perum Tamilanange உன் சீர் இளமை திறம் வியந்த செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே 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 வந்தே மாதரம் வந்தே மாதரம் சுஜலாம் சுஃபலாம் मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामलां मातरं वन्दे मातरं शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनीं पुल्लकुसुमितद्रुमदलशोभिनीं सुहासिनीं सुमधुरभाषिणीं शुकदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरम्.
Thank you, everyone. We have amongst us Dr. Indumati Nambi, Professor, Environmental Engineering, Department of Civil Engineering, IIT Madras. Carbon Zero Challenge was her brainchild, and we are so glad to nurture it along. I now request ma'am to deliver the welcome address and give us a brief about CZC. Ma'am, please.
Good afternoon, one and all. At the outset, I'm extremely happy to welcome all of you to this grand event, particularly the chief guests on the dais who have taken time from their very busy schedules and made time for this program. We have with us Professor Velraj, Vice Chancellor, Anna University. And Anna University is my alma mater, so we have a very special connection. And of course, Professor Velraj is a very big name in the energy sector. So he is the right person both ways to be here and honor us as the chief guest. We also have Professor Junjunwala, and he doesn't need any introduction, and everything about innovation, entrepreneurship, the first thing which comes to our mind, person who comes to our mind is Professor Ashok. And he has been leading not only IIT Madras, the country in promoting innovation and entrepreneurship, and has been an advisor to many, many companies which have come out of IIT Madras. And I'm also one of the beneficiaries of our incubation cell through our company who was incubated there. And of course, this would not have happened without our sponsors' support and the trust they have placed on us just by seeing a proposal. Thales, of course, Pavandeep Kaur is here. She's the Director of Communications. And I was really, I'm really thankful to her for giving me a free hand, not only the money, but also the free hand to design this contest and execute it the way we have conceived it. And they had no interference in the whole effort. So I really, really thank you for that. So that's how this has shaped up, because it is an evolving process. The time I conceive this to time, by the time we end, there are a lot of processes which happen, inputs which modify the way we run it. So this is really nice to have a sponsor who gives us the flexibility also. So thank you very much, Pavan, for placing your trust on us. Yeah. And we have with us Dr. Bala, Parshuram Bala. He's of course, an alumnus of IIT Madras long time ago, and he's traveled the world. Again, he has been advising many, many innovators from academia, both in India and in Purdue University, to become entrepreneurs. So we have all the right people on stage here. He's not only representing here as an alumnus, but also he's the founder of the AquaMap initiative in IIT Madras, which works on water-related projects, translating research to field-scale implementation is the mission of AquaMap. And they have very graciously supported us for all our water teams in Carbon Zero Challenge. Thank you, sir. So, yeah, quickly, we don't have much time. I think all of you in the room know a lot about Carbon Zero Challenge. We have been talking about it the last 2 days, and you've been part of this journey. But to wrap it up, I'll just summarize what we have been doing and the genesis of it. So our startup environment is booming, all of us know, across the world and also in India. But there is a gap in eco-innovations. We are still not having many successful startups in this domain. Sustainability areas, there's a lot happening. Among the sustainability areas, there are a lot of startups coming up in the energy sector, renewable energy sector, solar, now hydrogen. But that is where the government initiatives, policies are in the right place, and we see a big boom in that area. But there are also other areas, particularly when it comes to resources, materials, metals, they're all in short supply, okay, and they're not equitably distributed. So there is a huge gap, and we have been following this linear model of mining, using, dumping for a very long time. So that has polluted the environment where we dump, and we are also short supply where we are mining. So we need to make this whole thing circular. Okay, so circular economy initiatives have started, but they're not moving at a very fast pace. And we need startups to take this forward. Okay. And particularly in India, we need a lot of startups because we don't have technology, particularly like we're talking about lithium-ion battery, recycling of lithium, e-waste for a long time. Still, Europe is where the technology is to get the last mile recovery of precious metals. Okay, so we need a lot of innovations and entrepreneurs, ingrown technologies, indigenous technologies, livelihood development from these innovations, job market development. This is all about what the government is talking about, right? Make in India initiative, Atmanirbhar Bharat. And again, we have in the water sector and sanitation sector and the waste sector, there is a huge gap. Okay, we all know the problems. Everywhere the problems are staring at us. Okay, and we also have technology. We don't have, there's a gap, there's no gap in technology, but the implementation is where there is an issue. So we need innovations in these, come up with business models and make these implementation happen. Take technology from the academia, what we publish, and take it to the market. Okay, so this is where the genesis of Carbon Zero started in academia, in IIT Madras. We wanted more of our PhD research translating into solutions. So a lot of these startups who are here and the student teams who are here have developed products in this area. And this time, circularity is the theme, and circularity in the 5 natural resources, the Panchabhutam, what we talk about, right? Air, water, energy or fire, okay? And waste, we call Akash, we replaced it with waste or materials, and soil and agri are key for our existence. Food is key for our existence. So again, we have gaps in the implementation side in the agri sector, and we are very happy to see a lot of entries in the agri sector, and almost 5 teams were shortlisted to get the 5 lakhs to build prototypes, and now they're all here presenting their prototypes, and all of you have seen these prototypes. It was very, very rewarding, satisfying experience for me in particular to finally see these prototypes. I've been watching their journey from Genesis to now, and a big round of applause to all the participating teams. So they have endured this journey. That is the first criteria for selecting the 25 teams from close to about 450 applications. So will they endure this journey? And now the journey again starts, the second journey starts from here. We don't want all 25 teams should continue the journey, right? So this is just a motivation we are going to give you as winning teams, but according to me, all the 25 have already won the contest, right? So continue your journey, and we are here to support you. I'll close and just to conclude, the impact of Carbon Zero Challenge over the 3 cohorts, what we have run here, 75 prototypes have been supported, and we have about 15 pilots which have been deployed beyond Carbon Zero. Many teams have got funds to deploy pilots. We have funding coming from multiple agencies. EIL is here. Several CSR corporates give CSR funds to pilot these technologies. So, and we also have 9 new startups which has come out of our cohorts, which includes Solinas, which is incubated in our research park. We have Waste Chakra, we have Cartre, and many more. I'm forgetting the names here. They are all here. At least 6 of the startups are here to celebrate Carbon Zero Challenge along with us. And I think the reach is spreading. The message has gone. Many students have come back to us asking us to continue this journey of Carbon Zero Challenge, and they are willing to participate. I think that is the best reward for us. And seeing all of you here is also a big, big motivation factor for me. Thank you very much again. So I'll conclude.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It is an honor to introduce Professor Ashok Jhunjhunwala, Institute Professor of IIT Madras. Following his BTech degree from IIT Kanpur, he obtained his MS and PhD from University of Maine, USA.
Don't make my introduction more than...
Sure, sir, to keep it short and crisp.
Thank you very much. I just thought that we are coming. I didn't realize that I have to give a talk. Carbon Zero Challenge, the importance of Carbon Zero. I don't think that to this audience I need to tell anything. But just to remind you that in terms of per capita greenhouse gas emission, India is only 103rd or 104th country in the world. So we are very, very small. There are 103 countries which emit per capita more emission. But in terms of total emission that our country emits, GHG emission, we are number 3. And the rate at which our economic growth is taking place It's a matter of time before we become number 2. So on terms of, it is very much a problem, whether we like it or not. Historically, we may not have contributed, but we are today really working towards destruction of this whole world. And I'm not talking about destruction very, very far away. If things are not checked, maybe 100, 125 years, maybe sooner. That's the kind of thing. Some of us are too old to see that, but many of you youngsters may see severe impact. In terms of when a GHG, when a green, the event takes place, climate change event takes place, it is low-income country like India who are among the worst sufferers. Because some of us can hide in big buildings, but even though those who live in multi-storied buildings, about 1.5 years back, when there was I'll say moderate amount of rainfall in December, people could not get out of their home for 7 days without a boat. This happened in Chennai. So what happens to the people who live in not those multi-story buildings? Can't even imagine. So from all sides, whether in terms of our contribution, in terms of impact, India is at the center. And with 1.4 billion people, we cannot but work to reverse it. And that's where challenges like this come up. This may be very beginning, doesn't matter. We have to take up every small droplets where a new idea comes in and then grow it. This is our job, and we'll be very happy to do this. I look forward to getting to know each and every company, 25 companies that participated. So if nothing else, I'd like to get from you a small presentation of each of you, and we'll like to examine and help you grow, because every youngster who can grow and contribute to the get India towards and the world towards carbon zero is most welcome. Thank you very much. Indu has been on this on and on. She doesn't even look back every year after year. And of course, I'm meeting Pawandeep for the first time, but the support that your company provides to event like this is of huge benefit. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, to witness the journey of the CZC teams and the innovations, we have a video curated. Can we have the video played?
Our product is microbial fuel cell. It's basically a wastewater treatment product that we are introducing in the place of secondary treatment plant in any of the wastewater treatment sites.
Backmark, a smart electric power tiller with 10x lower operational cost, which can reduce the lifetime expense by 3-fold in just 3 years of operation for the rental agency.
I am Vashini Nagarajan, representing team Amvirat Greenbridge and our product Barco. We have manufactured this remotely operated surface water vehicle named Barco to collect the water hyacinth plants and convert them into fibers. That is, by crushing them, we are letting the 90% of water into the water body itself. And with those fibers, we are manufacturing paper and paper-based products.
What we have designed is a multi-purpose animal-drawn cart. Within 1 hour, you can plow 1 acre.
In Grower Farms, we help farmers to produce more crop with lesser input.
We are Team Surya Shakti from IIT Bombay. Believe in our ancient knowledge of Suryat Apojayate, which means sun is the source of heat and life.
This is a vertical axis wind turbine, and the main advantage of this wind turbine model is the torque distribution.
We have a Team Plant X. This is the mini box. We think from our Plant Team X, this will be a valuable approach and good product for the researcher, common people and plant lover.
So we have come up with an electromethod system in which we utilize our system, that is microbial electrosynthesis, in which CO2 reduction takes place.
We are a waste management startup that is also into the animal feed production industry. So we have come up with this pet feed biscuits that have 14% of protein, 15% of fat. They're an excellent healthy alternative to the pet feed snacks that are loaded with preservatives and available in the market.
We are building a decarbonization platform for a small and medium-sized commercial building.
We are building India's first digital product passport systems, where we are connecting each of the stakeholders, starting from waste collection enterprises, recyclers and brands, which are making sustainable product from the recyclable plastics and other materials.
We are Alkalizer biosolution coming up to value adding to this wastewater treatment. We are using the 4 different types of microalgal consortia for the treating the wastewater.
Hi, we are from Team Arimaran, and what we are doing is we are creating plant growing media from banana farming waste, plant growing media like this.
I'm Swati Gopalakrishnan, founder of Base Piece Sustainable Foods. So these are my teammates. We are working on soya-free, gluten-free, plant-based meat options.
I am Sovik Pal. I am from Team EcoFarm.
The VIT Spartans developed a prototype which is capable of completely disinfecting, disintegrating and separating the plastic and cellulose fraction from the sanitary napkins, and we repurpose it pulp and paper industries, and we can also sell this plastic fraction into making bins again, which we can use for sanitary napkin disposal.
We are the team Composite Tiles, and our project is that we are making the composite tiles, which is made of the bamboo, plastic waste and aryl dyed.
My name is Jigyashu Verma. I am from the company side, Veer Paramita Energy Limited. I am the co-founder and director, and we are supporting this here the project for this event. So here we are supporting this project for sea surveillance. See that we are generating the wave energy, and we are converting this mechanical energy to electrical energy. You can see the voltage here.
Team Clean Water. I'm Sashikala Devi. This is Tara. This is Kritika. And this is Sahitya. So we've developed a tertiary treatment technology for effective removal of antimicrobial resistance pollutants.
Our team Areborn focuses on developing a rapid on-site fecal treatment system for mobile toilet units.
Indeed, that was a very interesting video. So now we have arrived at the most awaited event of the ceremony today, the prize distribution. We had amongst us several grand jury members today. Mr. Rajan Shrikant sir, CMD, Smart Capital. Mr. Pradeep R. Subramaniam sir, CIO, Live Pure. Dr. Ramesh Srinivasan, founder and CEO, Eco Catalyst. Dr. Premnath Venugopal sir, Director, Venture Center. Dr. Satya Seshadri, Head, Energy Center and Energy Consortium. Dr. E. Somasundaram sir, Professor, TNAU. I request all our grand jury members to please come in front of the dais for the prize distribution. And I request all the dignitaries as well to please come in front of the dais. May I please request Mr. Rajan Shrikant sir to announce the winners. Sir, please. To announce the winners, Rajan Shrikant.
Why not?
what do they do to build tension? Make some sound, silence. Now, just a few comments, just to kind of drag out your suspense a little bit, right? So, first of all, let me just say that speaking on behalf of all of my colleagues here and those that were part of the jury, the judges that came out and met with all of you over 3 days, I don't know if you're formally going to be recognizing them, Indu, but a lot of effort has gone in over the last 6-9 months, right? Culminating in today. So obviously, all of you will join me in a round of applause for them. And of course, Raghu is here representing GDC and the efforts that GDC put in. So personal shout out to GDC for the value addition. I think the spirit, before we talk about specifics, is that it is not, while we may use the word winners, actually Indu said it earlier, all of you are winners. All the 25 teams are winners. Anybody that made it to that cut, and subsequently has been part of the process is a winner. So applause for yourselves. And the spirit with which you participated was visible because at least we could see it, those of us, and I've been involved with 3 carbon zero challenges so far, and I can see the dramatic improvement in the caliber of the companies and how they present and how they have participated. So I can't tell you how proud I am, that CZC has come where it has, and each one of you should be very, very proud of what you've accomplished. That's clearly a big achievement of this whole process, whatever else may come of it or not. And finally, there's a specific observation I want to make, which touched me, was to see a faculty member from another institution stand there for 3 days as part of one of the teams and take as much ownership of it as I have seen from any student. So I want to recognize Professor Chandramouli Subramaniam. Is he here? There he is. I think you're truly a role model, and I hope there's more like you. If we can find ways to clone what you did, I think this is what ultimately is the biggest gift that you can give these young students, and what they do is being there with them. So thank you for that. Thank you. So that's actually a great segue. Are we ready to talk now? Can I say some more other things and distract you before we announce? All right. So it's in no particular order. Okay, and I'll announce only one, and then my colleagues, each one will come back and will announce one other. Should I just? No.
Go ahead with all.
Okay, fine. See, they've changed the agenda on me now. All right. So again, it's no particular order, and it's not. There's no first rank, second rank, third rank, anything like that. It is just companies that struck us as actually being very distinctive and worthy of mention for some particular aspect of what they did. Okay. So the first one, and continuing what I just said a little earlier, is that I want to bring and make mention of is Surya Shakti. So we want to recognize Surya Shakti for its technical innovation. Very, very inspiring what you guys have done with this, and you said it in the video, that sun is the source of energy and light, and you really kind of demonstrated that in your innovation. So thank you so much for that. Is there anything you want to do with them now? You want to invite them up here? Please, yeah.
Maybe they can come in from that side.
Right. So should we also mention the amount being? Okay. Okay. So we invite the Surya Shakti team to come up and receive the recognition. So Surya Shakti will receive up to 10 lakhs from CZC. Thank you, Team Surya Shakti. And I'll go off script You'll only get the 10 lakhs if you join IIT Madras Incubation Cell. Okay. Again, in no particular order, the next team I want to recognize is BaseP. We were impressed with the innovation that BaseP has done with respect to trying to help with carbon mitigation. Their startup, as many of you will know, is in the plant meat space. And of course, those of you that did taste their samosas and chicken nuggets would have been very impressed. So CZC is delighted to announce up to a grant of up to 5 lakhs for BaseP. Again, no particular order. The third company we want to call up is Electromethup. So Electromethup, as those of you who had the time to go by their stall would remember, is in the business of augmenting the biogas plants to enrich the gas as well as to generate additional byproducts from it. Very impressive. It's clearly a company still very much in MVP stage, and CZC recognizes Electromethup for its contribution to carbon neutralization. So CZC is happy to announce a grant of up to 5 lakhs for Electromethup. Again, no particular order. The next one we want to recognize is, I'm going to struggle with the name here, Amvirad. Is that the way to say it? The Amvirad? Is that, yeah, thank you. There it is. Amvirad, is that how I say it? Amvirad. Okay, Amvirad. Those of you that saw them, they had a booth in the ground floor. They make this equipment for removing water hyacinth. Very interesting innovation where they look at actually collecting and crushing the water hyacinth right there on site. CZC recognizes Amvirad for its potential environmental impact. And we're happy to announce a grant of up to 5 lakhs for Amvirad. The next team that we want to call up to recognize is Arimaran. Arima Aran. Correct? Sorry. Very good. Thank you. Those of you that saw them, they had a booth in the second row. Very interesting product in taking banana pith and actually creating substitutes for peat as growing media. Very interesting innovation, given that banana is such a widely grown crop in India. Fascinating innovation there. I want to take a moment to mention that because this actually is a company that's after my heart in some respects, because they really have demonstrated how to make the connection from product development to product market fit. Truly very, very impressive what they did with actually taking this banana pith and actually now looking at markets outside India, not just Indian markets, but global markets. And the way they talked about it, the way they pitch it, is really, truly a good example of what everybody should aspire to do more of. So CZC is delighted to announce a grant of up to 5 lakhs for Arimaran. Thank you. The next company we want to call up is Aryabon. You can tell from the way Indu is responding that that she is particularly pleased and thrilled. Aryabon is a company in the portable toilet waste processing space. Okay, so they create biochar from the waste that's generated in toilets. Very impressive. This company is obviously very early, but CZC is just, we want to make the point that CZC is not just about recognizing companies that have actually already accomplished. It's about recognizing companies that are just beginning on the journey. So this is a case of that, and this is a company that's working under the guidance of Professor Indumati. So thank you, Indu, for also putting your companies up. We are pleased to announce again for Aryabon a grant of up to 5 lakhs. And finally, we want to recognize Agnicart. So Agnicart really kind of spoke to us in a very, very fundamental way because we believe this is a case of a grassroots innovation that at very minimal cost can have phenomenal effect and impact on farmers and agricultural livelihood. So thank you so much for bringing this kind of innovation. Again, this also is to help you all understand that CZC is not just about some phenomenal innovation in science and technology, even if it is some simple core engineering that impacts the environment and impacts the various aspects of the environment. It's something that we want to celebrate. So we are pleased to announce a grant of up to 5 lakhs for Agnicart. So that's it. But again, I want to end on this note that every one of you, even those, if there are 18 others that were not named as part of this 7 that were named, nothing to lose spirit over, nothing to lose sleep over. We loved every one of you. We thought this is the best batch of companies we've ever seen. And please reach out if you want to talk to any of us on the mentoring committees, on the jury, etc. If we can help you, we are there to help you. Okay, and we want to help every one of you be successful. So thank you again for all that you've done in the course of the last 6 to 9 months in making this a very worthwhile effort for everybody. Thank you.
I now request our honored chief guest and our guest of honors and Dr. Indumati ma'am to felicitate our esteemed grand jury members. A big round of applause, everyone. We have amongst us Mr. Rajan Shrikant sir, CMD Smart Capital. Mr. Pradeep R. Subramaniam sir, CIO Live Pure. It was an honor to have you, sir. A big round of applause, everyone. Dr. Ramesh Srinivasan sir, founder and CEO, Eco Catalyst. We're pleased to have you, sir. Dr. Premnath Venugopal, Director, Venture Center. Thank you for your presence, sir. Dr. E. Somasundram, sir, Professor, TNAU. Thank you for your presence, sir. We also had Dr. Satya Sheshadri. Unfortunately, he is not here now, but I would request Dr. Indumati ma'am to receive it on behalf of Dr. Satya Sheshadri. Yeah. It's okay. To proceed with the ceremony, we have Ms. Pavandip Kaur, Director of Communications, Thales, as a guest of honor. She has played a very vital role in establishing Thales in India with extremely proficient content development and brand management. I now request ma'am to address the gathering. Ma'am, please.
Thank you so much for the grand words. I'm just part of the organization that does great jobs and great work all across the world. At the outset, respected dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Velraj, Dr. Balasubramanian, Professor Jhunjhunwala, Professor Indumati, and our August gathering here. It's actually an honor to be sharing this space with you all. So on behalf of Thales, I'll first like to thank IIT Madras for inviting us to be part of this grand event, which is seeing the culmination of Carbon Zero Challenge 3.0. We are indeed very proud to support this innovative challenge that nurtures young minds and fosters a culture of environmental stewardship and entrepreneurship. So kudos to all of you, kudos to Professor Indumati to bring this forward and give this a shape that it has taken, and we've seen such great projects come out of it. It was indeed I would say impressive is going to be an understatement to talk about the projects that we saw along with my colleague Upasna, who's here with me, earlier during the day. Very, very, very impressive work you all are doing, and I would really congratulate you all to have been, able to come up till now. And really, I wish and look forward to see all these in the market, I would say. As we call it from the corporate side, I'd like to see that go to the market and be successful. So upwards and onwards from here for all of you. Thales is honored to be associated with this transformative challenge, I'll say, as part of our CSR efforts in the country. This project is totally in line with our ESG strategy, right? Environmental, social, and governance strategy that intends to build a world that's safer, greener, and more inclusive. These seem like big words, but they resonate with all that you all are contributing to. And we are aiming to, create a world that's towards that end of sustainability. Just a quick word about Thales. I'm going to take this stage also because I'm coming from communication. I'm supposed to talk about Thales as well, right? So I take this opportunity to just dwell a bit on what Thales has been doing, is doing. Some of you would be well versed with it. Just to brush up, if I may. Thales is a global technology leader, if I were to say, with over 75,000 people across 5 continents. In fact, we've been laying a lot of focus on deep tech technologies, whether it's AI or it's big data, connectivity, cybersecurity, or quantum technology. Again, to build a future we can all trust. So when Professor Indumati started with the word trust, that totally is synonymous with what Thales stands for. It's a corporate purpose. So trust between this partnership that we have with IIT Madras, trust in the projects that you're coming out with. So we're all out for trust if you were, to understand from that perspective. The key markets that Thales works in are, heavy duty sectors I like to call, like defense and security, aerospace, digital identity and security. In fact, we are touching a lot of lives every day, which the end users may not know, but we are proud of the people that are working with us, which are creating these technologies. And more proud this year, I would say, because this year we're celebrating 70th anniversary of Thales in India. So it's a huge milestone for us. And we've been making all the efforts that we can to strengthen the presence here in the markets that we are present in the lives of all of you here and people beyond these walls as well. We've got 2,000 people here in India, and we are joint ventures as well. We've got 2 engineering centers, one in Bangalore, one in Noida, and they are creating all the great works like you guys have just projected, So a lot of work is going on biometric side, on cybersecurity side, on defense, aerospace, and aviation, if I were to call. So I'm glad that this partnership that we've taken up with IIT Madras in the form of this CSR project has obviously seen the light of the day that it is today. But this partnership, is also in parallel going on a different level because we have an engagement on the R&D side as well. So, and we're very proud to say, if I could, share it here on the stage, Professor Indumati, that we're going to continue with this partnership with the next Carbon Zero Challenge 4.0. So that's how it resonates with us, from the CSR side, the solidarity efforts that Thales has, you know. So it's all about environmental protection, sustainability, and bringing the two together to serve the societies that we are all living in. So congratulations to the IIT Madras team, Aquamap team, obviously to join the efforts that with us, and to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We now have Dr. Parsuram Balsubramaniam as a guest of honor today. Sir is the founding member on the governing board, Aquamap. He is also a professor at IIT Madras. I now welcome Sir to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Distinguished academicians, industry people, my dear students, all guests, good evening to all of you. It's an honor and privilege to be here with you, particularly to celebrate what we, as people of great concern for the nation, have come together here to celebrate. It is in that context we need to thank Professor Nambi and her team for what they have organized, not just once, but twice, but thrice, and making a commitment to continue this carbon zero challenge on a long-term basis. If we recognize that we need to protect our land, we need to protect our water, we need to protect our air, we need to protect our environment, and all of this we have to do for the sake of all of us, not any one individual here, we understand what the collective responsibility is. The unfortunate aspect of that is, even as we recognize that this is a collective responsibility, when it comes to action, doing something about it, there is a big vacuum there. Who is responsible to act? Who is responsible to implement anything? Who is going to take charge, provide funds, lead to get any of these projects implemented on ground hangs as a question mark. Now, it is once again the responsibility of us, people who are in industry, academia, government, and citizens at large, for us to come together and understand that what we recognize as a collective responsibility can be executed only with collective will. We need to come together, force our governments to spend their money that you and I pay as taxes wisely on protecting our environment and very judiciously spending it on projects that will protect the environment, create jobs, and create a continuing environment, not just for us, for our future generations. This is the challenge of real challenge before us when we talk about carbon zero challenge. In other words, we have to see it in the larger context of not years or decades, but in terms of centuries. We need to see it in the context of not you or I or our sons and grandsons, but in terms of many generations of youngsters who are going to follow. It is with that, in that context, that I would like to thank once again all the professors here who have dedicated their life to, I particularly look at professors who have come from other universities, other places, professors who are here, all of whom have one common objective, which means the earth, the universe that we have, the responsibility to protect it, nurture it is ours, and in that process, all that they have been endowed with will be dedicated to serve this cause. So once again, thank you, Professor Nambi, Professor Junjunwala, Professor Velraj, and all other professors here, the distinguished judges, honorable members, and citizens at large. Thank you, and we will continue to put our hands together to serve this cause. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. R. Velraj, Vice Chancellor, Anna University. Sir is a professor from Institute for Energy Studies and is specialized in thermal energy storage, solar energy, energy efficient buildings, to name a few. Sir has also been instrumental in taking green initiatives in the Anna University campus like the biogas plant, centralized solar PV street lighting system, solar operated air conditioning, to name a few. I would request Sir to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Good afternoon to all. Respected Professor Junjunwala, Dr. Balasubramaniam, Ms. Pavandeep Kaur, Professor Indumadi, and all dignitaries, particularly the jury members who have done wonderful job, all other dignitaries in the front row, and all team members, all the 25 team members and other participants. In fact, I am very happy to address this gathering because this area of sustainability is my passion. This Professor Junjunwala, he has mentioned about 25 years it will take that we are going to damage this whole earth. It will take 25 years. We may not be there, but all youngsters, you may be here to see that. So in that, I want to quantify how this damage is progressing. So as of now, our Indians, per capita damage what we make to this environment is 1.8 ton of carbon dioxide per year, per capita. But this is a large, thickly populated country. So on the whole, though this per capita emission is very less, the large population, we are third in the world, 2.9 gigatons per year. So this is because all engineering marvelous what we have been doing in the last 2 to 3 centuries. But we understood about this in the 2 to 3 decades. The mistakes what we have done in the last 3 centuries, we understood the effect the last 2 to 3 decades, and in the last 2 decades the whole world is trying to protect that, the damage we had given to this environment. So you should understand the facts also. So I would like to tell, at the time of evolution of the earth, the carbon dioxide level, why I am telling carbon dioxide level, the carbon dioxide level is the measure of degradation of this environment. Even the other gases are also made equivalent to carbon dioxide. So everything we are telling is equivalent to carbon dioxide. So at the time of evolution of the earth, the carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere was only 65 ppm, parts per million. But after several millions of years before this industrialization started, industrialization means the invention of energy, all these fossil fuels we have started depleting, and this invention of all gadgets with the electricity and these automobiles, they are the major culprits. So around 1750, after millions of years, it was 165 ppm, only 100 ppm got increased. But in the last 250 years, in the year 2000, it was 365 ppm. 365 ppm. Now in the last 23 years, it has crossed 418 ppm. 418 ppm. That means almost now 3 ppm increase every year. 3 ppm increase every year. We should know if it crosses 600 ppm, human being cannot live in this planet. So every year 3 ppm increase is happening. So you should know how many years we can live in this planet if the same trend goes. But all the environmental scientists and World Organization, they have realized this and they are taking lot of measures. Whether these measures will work out or not, we have to see in the coming years. So during the pandemic only, the people have realized if if human action is very less, then we are able to curtail this growth. But unfortunately, when the energy and environment are opposite in nature, if we want energy for our life comfort, it is possible at the cost of making disaster to the environment. So, these thickly populated countries, China and India, their economy has gone up in the last 3 to 4 decades. So, China has gone very fast and India is growing now. So, thickly populated countries started utilizing energy only now. So, now their growth is going to happen. So, we should know whether it is possible to protect this or not. It is not sure, but it is on the hands of Indians, we can say, because we are only going to enhance this energy level at a faster rate in the coming days. So, we should go, every action we should go in a sustainable way. If we don't take any sustainable measure, sustainability, though the whole world is speaking, it is important for these fast developing countries like India as of now. If we can show the pathway for this whole world towards sustainability. So, sustainability means there are so many SDG goals were developed. So, other side people are talking all these SDG goals in these 3 aspects they are bringing: environment sustainability, social sustainability and governance sustainability. So, though there are 17 SDG goals, in a brief way you can bring all these under these 3 sustainability. Particularly this carbon zero challenge is about the environment sustainability. So, when I talk about this environment sustainability, mostly all these award winners, if you see, the focus is on utilization of renewable energy or waste management or resource conservation. So, we should work towards net zero emission, net zero liquid discharge, net zero solid waste management, net zero, that is solid waste, and net zero energy. That's what Professor Indumati talked about, 4 Panchabuddha. But the 4 Panchabuddha, the 5th Panchabuddha we cannot see, we do not know what damage we are making on that. So, it's our responsibility that all innovators, because engineering is to make the world damage only. Am I right? Anything, any action, hereafter, all these years, all engineers only damage this whole world because of this lot of invention, innovation. But only if you do some innovation consciously, that will work against that. So, that is what this social innovation. So, I am very happy that Professor Indumati is working towards that social innovation. The social innovation is towards the sustainability. So, always social innovation means that incubation, that business will not get lot of profitability. So, which requires lot of support from the government to enhance that business. So, obviously, now these world organizations are taking lot of measures to enhance this kind of social businesses. That means which is helping towards sustainability. So, even in the business, there are lots of measures going to come. Weightage will be there to give orders to the companies which are following the sustainability. So, that measures are there. So, I am very happy in the QS world ranking also. Now, this QS world ranking, 5% weightage is introduced this year towards sustainability. So, that effect will be coming in the next year onwards. The QS world ranking for institutions, what measures they are taking towards sustainability, there is a weightage only now. That means the whole institution itself, that concept has introduced recently, then it should reach these public people who are living in these remote villages also. This concept should penetrate. Before it penetrates, if the whole damage happen, we cannot safeguard this earth, this planet. So, it's a duty of all the academic institutions, all the innovators, people who are making changes in this world. Every innovation should be associated with the concept of sustainability. I am very happy, because why I am very happy, there is a separate conclave or a competition created by Professor Indumati towards these carbon challenges, that is net zero emissions, net zero emission or carbon zero challenge. I congratulate all the participants who have participated, and particularly the winners who are going to contribute a lot through this fund, whatever you are going to get. And I thank Professor Indumati for the opportunity given to address this good gathering. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. We now have Dr. Prabhu Rajgopal, Faculty in Charge, Center for Innovation, IIT Madras, and Professor from the Department of Mechanical Engineering. I would invite sir to please talk about the incubation ecosystem at IIT Madras and the way forward for all the 25 teams. Sir, please.
A very good evening to all of you, and first of all, thank you, Professor Indumati, for having me over here. And I think I have a personal connection to Carbon Zero Challenge because I think in the very first edition, one of the teams I am still associated with, called Solinas, was featured in the Carbon Zero Challenge. And I must say, one of the beautiful things about CZC is not just that they give funding, but also that they give mentorship through a period of 6 to 9 months. And that really makes an impact and difference. Today, one of the main products from Solinas is a solution called HomoSep that is used for homogenizing the contents of septic tanks. And I think this product itself was born out of some mentoring that we received during the CZC. So kudos to you, ma'am, for putting together that team of mentors who are involved, who are working with startups on a daily basis over several months. That is not a mean feat. And also, as Professor Velraj highlighted, we are living in very tough times. And thank you, sir, for that very thought-provoking and incisive address, and sort of laying the responsibility for being sustainable and doing innovations in the sustainability space on all our shoulders as such. And to have a competition like CZC running through year on year, doing it in a professional manner, and still being so cool about it is not an easy task. So thank you so much. And with those few words, I am here to talk about our campus innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem. So in the vision of our leadership here today, the idea is to have a lot of impactful and socially relevant technological solutions and innovations that come from young people like all of you here. So while CZC has been opening up this sphere to all the innovators across the state and perhaps the region, so we have been doing some of this stuff in our campus over many years as well. Some of the pioneers are in the audience on the dais here, Professor Junjunwala, Mr. Raghu, Dr. Srikant, and so on. So in our vision now, we've been doing several interventions, whether it is in terms of the innovation sphere. We have had the Center for Innovation, which over many years has brought together students and explore innovation without any curricular pressure, without any course expectation or grade expectation. And then more recently, we have had a forum called Nirman, which is sort of the campus pre-incubator, which seeks to build upon the success of CFI and accelerate teams that have very good solutions in terms of technology and mentor them and help them create impactful startups. And indeed, there are several allied activities on campus. CZC is one of them. We have had GDC, represented by Raghu here. We also have several forums such as Rural Technology Action Group, Center for Social Innovation and Entrepreneurship. In the vision of our director, Professor Kamakoti, we have to now synergize all of these and punch way above our weight such that we can produce about 100 impactful startups every year. That's a very tough target to have. And it cannot happen without all of us coming together. So I'll conclude with our vision here. So, sir, many of us here are very familiar with the Kural. The very first Kural is Agara Mudala Ezhuthellam Adi Bhagavan Mudatre Ulagu. So we have taken inspiration from this. So 3 main programs for us is one, the Adi or Agara program, which is CFI. The other program is the Mudal or Pratham program, or the Startup Nursery, where we want to encourage anybody with innovations to come together and try out entrepreneurship in a very risk-free environment. In this program, the main focus will be only on non-technical skills. Everybody here is very good at technology, coding, robotics, AI, and so on. But many of the startups here, I know from my own personal experience, we struggle with market discovery. We struggle with taking the solution to the end customer. We struggle with sales. We struggle with branding, and so on. So the only training and intervention will be in these aspects. So that is the Mudal program, and then this will culminate into our Ezhuthu or Akshar program. Akshar in Sanskrit means something that never ends. It also means alphabet, which is the same as Ezhuthu in Tamil. So the idea is that the entrepreneurial journey is one where we keep learning. So that is why we are with the alphabet all of the time. And that is our pre-incubation program. So about 10% of the students will go from innovation to startup nursery, and then 10% from there to pre-incubation. And then from there, the very best of the best are going to Professor Jhunjhunwala, which is 10, 10, 10 in this manner, in a graded manner. In this manner, by increasing the startup nursery inputs, we want to increase the possibility of producing more and more impactful startups out of the campus, produce a pathway to incubation and eventual market success. Now, where I would like to also end this here is that we want to tie up and work together and with fora such as CZC. It has been such a inspirational program running year on year for several years now. And the success of CZC is in tapping the innovation potential of the entire region and state. Whereas we at CFI and Nirman, due to our constraints, we are limited to the campus innovation ecosystem. But we are going to learn from each other. We're going to take a leaf out of each other's experiences. So we are going to work together in trying to, power up our ecosystem. So CZC will be our net zero partner, the sustainability partner. And similarly, we will have partnerships with other fora and organizations in our campus as well. And in the vision of our leadership today, there is only one innovation and incubation ecosystem. It starts with a student entering IIT Madras and providing he or she with an opportunity to go away with his or her own startup. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We now have Dr. Mohan Krishnan Logan, Assistant Professor, Environmental Engineering Division, IIT Madras, a very dedicated researcher and an extremely dynamic person. I would like to invite sir to deliver the vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Vanakkam, Namaskar, and good evening. So it's a mixed feeling. We are happy and sad that we are coming to the end of this celebration, the grand finale and award ceremony of the Carbon Zero Challenge 3.0. But on the behalf of the entire CZC team, I'm glad to express my vote of thanks today. Firstly, congratulations to all the 25 teams who have made up to the finals. And our special thanks to our sponsors, Thales and Aquamap. And we look forward for your continuous support in all our editions in the future. And I would like to thank our distinguished guests on and off the dais, especially the chief guest for today, Professor Dr. R. Velraj, the Vice Chancellor of my alma mater, Anna University, Chennai. Ms. Pavandeep Kaur, Director of Communications India, Thales. Dr. Parashuram Balasubramanian from Aquamap. And our very own Professor Dr. Ashok Jhunjhunwala, Institute Professor of Electrical Engineering from IIT Madras. So I'd also like to thank our esteemed jury members and all other juries for helping us to make a critical a very fair and a transparent evaluation process. So we would like to thank them again once. So quickly, we would like to thank Gopalakrishnan Deshpande Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, the Climate Collective, Dr. Hiran Vedam, Dr. Ramesh Srinivasan for helping us to successfully conduct the boot camps. And we'd also like to thank Dr. Shivaraman and Dr. Sriram for acting as our mentors and advisors for this Carbon Zero Challenge from our first edition. And I'd also like to thank our institute, IIT Madras, especially the ICSR team, the Industrial Consultancy and Sponsored Research team, for helping us in several aspects. And also like to thank the engineering unit of all the prototype that you saw in the terrace hall. We would like to thank their support for helping us in managing the event. And I would also like to thank the friends from the press and the media. There are many prominent press and media who have shown up today. Thank you so much for coming up. We look forward for your association in the future as well. And the Captain Cool, so the kind and considerate Professor Indumati Nambi, a big shout out to her and the entire team. Especially Aishwarya, Sahana, and Renu. Aishwarya, Sahana, Renu, everyone, Hema Prince, Dr. Ranjit, Dr. Karthikeyan, Dr. Ranjit, where are you? Dr. Karthikeyan, Bindu, Gurupriya, all of you, all of the entire team. Shiteja, please get up. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So we come to the end now. So I'd also like to thank you, the audience, and we look forward for your continuous support in the future editions as well. So our next edition is going to be a milestone because we'll be completing 4 cohorts and we would have funded 100 prototypes. So that's going to be, the 4th edition is going to be very special. So it's going to be bigger and grander. So we look forward to see you all there. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to join Professor Mohan in thanking all of you. The list is very long, so we only limited to mentioning some of the names. But we have an army, just like our army of entrepreneurs and innovators are growing, we have an army of judges, which is growing by leaps and bounds. You wouldn't, the numbers are mind-boggling. No? We are like an army of more than 60 experts evaluating the proposals. Last time we started at 700 proposals. We have to narrow it down to 25. So it's not an easy job. So I'm very, very thankful to all the judges who have always been accepting to receive the proposals with smiling faces and giving their expert opinion on different proposals, and has helped us evaluate all through the 3 cohorts. And of course, the advisory council of Carbon Zero is also quite large. Many of them are not here today, but they're all watching us on YouTube. Hiran Vedam in particular has been a big support. Mr. Shivaraman, an alumnus. Sri Ram from Boston, who's also an alumnus. So the list is very, very long. Raghu has been a big support from GDC, not only conducting boot camps, but he has been there, a pillar of strength in coming up with these evaluation metrics. Shrikant, of course, he's always been a default grand jury chairperson, and he will continue to do so for the next cohorts too. And Premnath and Pradeep, Ramesh, who have traveled all the way from their places, and I know how busy they are. Premnath is heading this Big Bairak grant. I have failed to get the grant, although for many years now, but still he is part of our jury panel. Many, many, many people whom I owe my thanks to, and all of you who are here, please continue the journey. We would like to see you come back again for the next cohort with bigger, brighter ideas to save the world. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being with us. Now I would request everyone to please raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल भंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तब जय घाता जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे